The thing that I like about woodcut printmaking is that it's kind of a sculptural way, a way of making a really large-scale stamp. In a way, it comes to this idea of sculpture or carving a solid material. And it's fun to break that down, separate it to different wood blocks or plates, and then print it and try to bring it all back together so it kind of makes sense as a whole. Ink, just to see what it might look like on that color paper. Early on I was shown, this was like when I was just entering high school, I was shown the simple process of relief printmaking. So carving into linoleum, inking it, and printing an image. And I just fell in love with the idea of a multiple. So the idea that you could make a mold, or you could make a carving, a scratch in a surface, and then from that you could print multiple images, a form that you can reproduce another form with. And so the idea that you could put all this time into one object and then make a whole generation of objects or prints from that mold, there was something that I really liked about it. It was a way to create a large world, and I think it's become a way for me to develop a style and take a little peek just to see how that's transferring. So this is going to leave like a little window where the gray is going to show through on the print. There's something that I really enjoy about the texture of the wood, the tactile sound of carving, the smell of the wood, the fact that it was a once living material. I like the wood grain itself, the texture that the wood has of the process, because it doesn't necessarily require printing it, transferring it. So it's like making a animal track in snow or in mud. I don't think anything can be simpler than that. It's sort of a record of something that a human did, and hopefully other humans think that it's interesting. Prepare yourself. I wonder if I should add some white before shot. I guess the main idea that I really am attracted to is this idea of rhythm. So at certain points in the print, you know what you have to do just because of the process, and then at certain points in the process, you have to make a leap of faith. And so that rhythm, I think, is really satisfying. Balance between planning and leaving a little bit open to spontaneity. So the challenge for me is to try to express a little bit of gesture or freshness, movement, along with having a pretty good idea of how the print is. That seems like, oh wow, that just happened in the moment. That's probably good enough. I want to just take some time to figure out if this is what I really want to do. There is an interesting level of attachment too. Like you're working with this object, the woodblock itself, and you're putting a lot of attention into the details of the carving, the quality, different textures of the grain, the direction of the grain, the type of wood. So you put a lot of energy into this very oftentimes intricate carving, and you do become attached to it. It becomes an object unto itself, sort of a sculpture. But the whole point is to make this two-dimensional image in order to express an idea is tricky, because you have to believe that it's all about the finished image and it's not about that material.